right. What's up, guys? Welcome in. Episode 28. It's just me and Trav holding it down this time around. Our first time, I think. It's just been me and you. So we're going to have a little different setup here, and then I've got something fun planned for Tinker Time later on. But you just got back from Colorado?
Colorado was good. Did a lot of hiking. Stayed in Nederland, Colorado, about 35 minutes south of Estes Park. First time to the area.
Estes, we went there a lot growing up.
Yeah, there's just so much to do out there. It's a beautiful country. I went into a gold mine.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did you find some gold?
I did. I got to mine some gold. I actually got to swing a hammer and chisel. The kids did too. We got to pound, and we got to keep the gold that we found out of the mountain. Went into like some 1890s, 1910, 1950 gold mines, different shafts.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was super cool. Started watching some documentaries about the gold rush.
Yeah?
Just because, you're kind of all caught up in the history of it.
Hold on, so we got Prospector Trav now.
I know. Yeah.
Hey, if anybody would do it, man, it'd be you. For sure. All right, cool. Well, we've got some stuff to talk about today. There was a new TCG released last week, and some other things going on with PSA. So let's jump into it. For starters, Palworld dropped last week. It's going a little parabolic, I guess, for lack of a better term. I don't know, man.
Do you like the art?
Yeah, I think it's pretty good.
I need to see it in person. I haven't seen it in person.
Yeah,
yet.
I haven't either. I haven't gotten to open any. It's been kind of unavailable. But Bushi Road is the printer.
Unavailable until people figured out that it was available. You could pre-order those boxes 3 weeks ago for $45, $50 a box.
Yeah.
And so as fast, like 3 weeks ago, you could get those for $50 a box. I'm not joking. Like we were looking at them, and then now it's blown up, and I've been seeing some stuff about people scalping and investing.
Oh yeah,
it's like how do you scalp it?
Well,
it was available for $50 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, you've got error boxes and first edition and all this stuff all hype around it. Now there's an error card apparently running around Twitter this morning. The Ribunny comment card is missing text or something, and so
yeah, it's a good investor opportunity if it has the staying power. You just don't know. Like right now with the game at 900,000 players or whatever the number is, like 2 or 3 million copies sold. There's a little bit of a fantasy and a love with the brand, and they just released that mobile app. I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I did see that, and I do want to try and play the game. It looks like it could be fun.
The game's super fun.
Yeah, you tried it?
Yeah, I'm like level 60 right now. I've been playing it for a few weeks.
Oh, I meant the card game.
Oh, the card game.
Yeah,
no.
The video game. I'm fully entrenched. I went.
There's so many characters though that it's like, man, this is almost like a straight ripoff. Just like there's so many that they're like, oh, okay. I don't even call them. When I play with my buddies online, my cousins. We don't even call them pals. We just call them Pokemon.
Yeah. Do you call them by the Pokemon names?
No. But sometimes I explain them though. I'm like, oh, I found this guy. I would say that's the guy that looks like Arcanine a little bit. He's got fire. His name's Ashrax.
Oh yeah.
Looks like Arcanine. There's the subtleties there.
I just finished the Sky Island boss, and she has this long dragon. Looks like Rayquaza, and I just keep calling it Rayquaza.
What level are you?
Level 80.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you've been playing.
Oh, yeah, I no-lifed it. Yeah.
He's been playing.
I got some problems.
Yeah.
But, I played the beta, and so I jumped back in and redid everything, and then I just built... There was this island on the far right of the map that has, 7 oil rigs, and it's got a waterfall, and I was like, that's where I'm going to build my final base. And so I built this base, and it was all... I thought it looked really nice and cool. And then Kraus hits me up on Discord, and he's like, oh, come check out mine. And he's got a pyramid out on the ocean somewhere or something ridiculous. And I'm just like, oh, okay, come and big brother me like that. Yeah, real cool, man. But yeah, I don't know, man. Do you think, You think Palworld's going to be a real thing here with the TCG, or is this kind of
Well-
a fad that we're just all?
Ollie, how many booster boxes do we have? We have 72 booster boxes. I'm not selling a single one.
Yeah.
Call me a scalper. Call me whatever you want to call me, but these were all available a few weeks ago, and I'm just gonna put them back up for 5-10 years, and we're just gonna see what happens.
So you're
And
a believer.
I mean, it's very few times that you create a brand and you create a franchise that already has over millions of concurrent players.
Yeah.
And the fact that they've simultaneously rolled out a TCG plus an app game plus an actual game in a short window means that their thinking is more long-term and strategic overall. And I don't know the exact dynamics of it. Somebody can spot check me, but this is like the first time that like a card manufacturer has actually have an equity stake in the actual brand of the cards. I forget which direction, but you said it. They started with a B. What was the
Bushy
name?
Road.
Yeah, so I think Palworld owns equity stake in that print.
Do
that
they?
brand. Yes, or vice versa.
Like Pocket Pair?
Yeah, look, no, the actual manufacturer, it starts with a B.
Oh, okay. So,
I should know this. I don't. Bushy,
but Bushy Road's the printer.
Yeah,
but
so look
Pocket
that
Pair
up.
is the one that owns Power.
put that up here and spot check me. It's one direction. I think Palworld owns them or owns a piece of them or has equity stake in them or vice versa. And I think that's interesting. It means that they're partners together and that they're going to grow together and that there's going to be print demand together. But I would think, though, that the reason that I'm hesitant why we shouldn't sell these boxes, these 72 boxes that we have, is that I believe that they're going to keep printing because they're going to let all of their fans want to get the first set.
Yeah.
Unless there's another argument, though. Unless having a box that sells for $200 or $300 or $400, unless that creates the FOMO as to why you shouldn't get box number 2 and set number 3 and set number 4.
Yeah. So that
So
was
there's
my
strategy to that too.
my next question was they said they're going to print to demand. We've heard this before, this phrase with other TCGs, but never really came to fruition because I think they just overestimate what that actually entails. Do you think this is something that they actually, because Bushy Road doesn't have the printing power that like Pokemon and Millennial Print Group have, but they've got another set dropping already in October 30th. Set 2 drops. I don't know if that's going to be first edition 2 or how that's going to look. Do you think the second set will be as hype and have the same staying power in a month, or how long is that? 2 months?
We'll see. I mean, I suspect that there'll be a lot more pre-orders for it once the booster box price got up to a place where now TCGs can start making money on an immediate flip. You're going to have every brick and mortar out there that has access to distro put an order in. And so a lot of times, brick and mortar TCGs that have the ability to buy product, they stay away from product that sells for market or that sells for like neutral, like they're not going to make money on it. So we could go buy right now Flesh and Blood. And the booster box might be, okay, it's not going to really do that well. We can get it, but as soon as there's the sets that you can sell online, flip it, make money on it, everybody comes out of the woodwork. Everybody starts looking for that set. And so because of that, I think the pre-order demands for set number 2 is going to be through the moon. So I do expect a lot fewer people. Like, I don't think we'll get as much,
Yeah.
like we could have got more, but we only put a couple pre-orders in
nobody
just
knew.
because I didn't really, I didn't want to sit on, 400 booster boxes and not really know.
I
But
think a lot of people just kind of felt like this was going to go nowhere, and it was just like, oh, Power's making the TCG, that's cool, and that was kind of the end of it. But I think part of it might be just really so tired the way the
Burnout?
market's been. Yeah, burnout from Pokemon that they all turned to Power when it dropped, and it went crazy.
Well, and a part of this too that there's going to be this compound effect that happens because the TCG, what makes the Pokemon TCG so cool is that there's characters that that you love, that when you see the art for, you want to chase after it. When that chase card becomes the character that you like. When, for example, me as a player, I don't know the characters of Palworld, but I'm starting to because I'm level 60.
Yeah.
Like I have the red Ignis, like Gyarados guy.
Yeah.
I love that guy.
He's like
that,
the main chase, I think, in this set.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
as soon as I unlocked him and his kindling power is number 7 and he can just fire through the Ignits and everything that I need, he's actually helping me. he becomes a go-to. Or it's like you're starting to battle with certain characters in the game and you love their moves, you love their abilities. So it's like you pick up favorites, and that's no really different than now. Pokemon comes up with 150 new characters every 3 years. You have to relearn who these characters are. And so as soon as people start getting a little bit of fondness for the characters, the TCG is going to grow. People, chases will be like, oh, I like that character. And so I don't think Pokemon has this, moat, this secret sauce, this, they got 30-year head start on brand loyalty, but the fact that you've got millions of people and players and an economy that's already at scale and the network in place, to your point, being able to go buy a box. Now the initial hype might have been, hey, you can go get a box for $75 or $80, and then it spiked it up to.
Well, they were 45.
Yeah, so it was crazy. 50. Distro cost was about $45.
Yeah,
to get them from Distro.
And you distro
and it was like the cheapest. I saw them for like 55 and then 60. For the longest time, and then boom, everybody sold out, and now they're 200.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. Once I saw on release day what was going on, I immediately went and pre-ordered the next set. I went and grabbed 2 boxes of the next set because just in case. At the time, they were $45 each still. I actually got them for $41 before tax. And
So here's the other thing then. You are a consumer that you're loyal to Pokemon.
Yeah.
You've been loyal to Pokemon for a long time.
Yeah.
But you just took wallet share and you gave it to a different brand.
I did.
So that's less money now that you can go spend
on Pokemon. Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
And it is what it is. I enjoy both. If you sat me down and you said, here's Delta Rain, the latest Rayquaza set, and you can get an ETB of this, or you can get a 12-pack booster box of Palworld, and they're both $50 MSRP. Which one are you getting? I'm getting Delta Rain.
Yeah.
But if Delta Rain's not available, and I have to drop $200 on an ETB for Delta Rain when it drops, and I can go get a Palworld box for $40, I'm gonna probably go get the Palworld box just so I have something to rip for fun.
Yeah.
But yeah,
that makes sense. Well, and your favoritism of Pokemon is that all things being equal, if the price per product is exactly the same, your money's going to Pokemon.
Yes.
The reason you put your money into Palworld is that you were able to buy it at MSRP or below MSRP prices. Like you scooped up box 2 at $45.
Yeah, 41.
Yeah, so that's a smart buy. That's like below distro cost.
Yeah.
And so completely get that. But the point still remains: you're gonna have less money to spend towards Pokemon, and you theoretically got you're gonna have 48 packs to open.
All up to like 24. There's only 12 packs.
Oh, there's only 12 packs. Yeah, so you'll have 20.
I think
20.
that's why they're so cheap. The boxes.
Yeah, okay. You'll have 24 packs to open versus you won't even be able to buy.
But like if let's say Pokemon ETBs were still at MSRP and they were like $50 a pop, a Power Box is $50 a pop, then you get 12 packs in Power World, you get 9 packs in the ETB, right?
Mm-hmm.
So all things being equal, I would still take the 9 packs of Delta Rain at the same price,
right?
Even though I'm getting less packs.
I get that.
Yeah, it's interesting. But I don't know, man. I will tell you this. While Kraus took me in his Discord server, we went and checked out your base.
Yeah.
Yeah, up
Which
on the
one?
cliff.
Oh, on the cliff?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. He blew up your wall.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he thought it was hilarious. I didn't touch it. I didn't do anything. But he went and he blew up your wall, and then
I don't even know what wall I was talking about.
So the one where the banquet hall is with the tables. But I was looking at Kraus and I was like, dang, Trav already got like a dining room set up in here and everything. I haven't even touched the furniture stuff. I just have the furnaces and stuff I need to build. But you have like a whole Viking hall in there going on.
I created the Viking hall.
Yeah. It's pretty cool. Pretty wicked. Okay, well, we'll see what happens with Palworld, I guess. But the next thing to jump into here is more PSA drama. So let's hit it real quick. I don't know if you heard about this. PSA getting hit with a lawsuit. Kind of a weird deal. It's like a RICO case, RICO class action lawsuit. I'm not a lawyer by any stretch of the imagination, so I'm not too familiar with the legality and terms here. But a new lawsuit filed by Nicholas Funk, who on behalf of a proposed nationwide class of consumers is suing Collectors Universe Incorporated, PSA, and Collectors Holdings. According to the lawsuit, PSA has marketed its grading as objective, impartial, expert, and standardized. The complaint argues that it is actually subjective, inconsistent, financially conflicted, manipulated to maximize revenue, and designed to preserve market reliance on PSA. So, I don't want to get too heavy in the weeds here because, like I said, we're not lawyers or anything, but I just wanted your thoughts on this new lawsuit action coming down on PSA and kind of if you think this has any legs.
Yeah, I don't know enough about the lawsuit really to comment too much on it, but I do have the heart of a consumer that has to deal with PSA. Love them or hate them, they're a part of the economy of collectible trading cards and sports cards, and so you have to know everything about them, and their decisions and how they operate impact your ability as a hobbyist to actually sometimes make a living with how they with how they grade. It's a very, very, very subjective marketplace. That's why I was such a big fan of the AI grading, and why I'm kind of sad that the AGS and Tag brands, the two big AI brands, didn't really take off. Tag did take off a lot more so than AGS, but I like the idea that it's not a human and that there's evidence and you can actually see and get feedback on what's wrong.
Seems like it would be more consistent, because at least even if it's not completely accurate, at least it's consistent, right? Because it's a controlled variable versus like a human coming in that's just having a bad
At least
day.
somebody can tell you, hey, this is what it found, go look there. And then you look there and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, I see that.
Yeah.
There are some things that PSA I feel like they've done from a brand reputation standpoint due to their pricing policies and their turnaround times, that I think a little bit of this is that they've kind of done it to themselves. It's not like that they weren't a successful company. Like PSA, definitely super successful, making a lot of money, doing millions of dollars of revenue, even into the billions. You pull up, look at their K1s for their information. Oh, I don't know if they're a public company, actually. They probably don't have K1s. But just like my first experience with PSA is that they wanted me, this was back in 2012, or excuse me, 2022, before the hobby got real big. I bought this Gym Challenge first edition, complete pristine set from eBay. I paid $3,750 for this master set on eBay. And it was like high HD photos, and the cards looked great. And so I sent in all the holos to get graded. And I learned about their different tiers. And so if the card's value was over X dollars, you had to pay the highest tier. And at the time, their marketing and all of their information as a first-time submitter, it didn't really specify whether or not that was raw pricing or graded pricing. The pricing of this card, well, I thought the card was going to get a 10, right? That's why I was sending it in. It was beautiful, it was pristine, looked awesome. And so I looked up the prices for the Charizard, for each card in the series, and I calculated what the price I needed to pay for the submission tier for that card. I ended up paying like $2,200 to get these 20 cards graded.
Yeah.
And fast forward, you find out that, well, you can send it in at normal rates, and then they'll just give you you'll get the email. Everybody knows, I got the email.
Yeah.
I got the email. They're going to charge me more money, guys. This is so awesome.
Hashtag winning.
But that right there,
Yep.
it doesn't take them any more work. They might say, oh, it's because we got insurance, or, oh, because no, it's completely predatory, man.
Yeah.
It's completely, and it's just kind of like, that by itself feeds this. I don't want to use the word corruption, because corruption, you need to have intent for corruption, but it just reeks. It's just awful. And then you have the whole idea on population control, and there's been plenty of YouTubers that have sent the exact same card in numerous times. Sometimes it's a 9, sometimes it's a 10, And that by itself is like a pillar of this dissatisfaction that you have. And then you have these ideas where you see what Logan Paul does, and these big time streamers do, and these breakers do, and they'll get a card. And even like, when Poker Rev sends a submission in, and it's like, I'll watch him and he'll get 25 10s back in a row, and it's like, what the hell is going on?
That like favoritism.
I'm looking at this card over, like, there's nothing wrong with these. Like, I have never one time had a submission where every single, like, we only send cards in if we think it's a 10, because the economics of getting a 9 is just so bad. You lose money on it, right? So every card that we look at, we think it's going to be a 10. The statistical odds that Poker Rev can send, he sent this was back when Brilliant Stars was out. He sent the entire Trainer Gallery series in.
Yeah.
And you got them all back in 10s.
All 10s.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know. Maybe in his video editing, maybe it wasn't. Maybe he sent 4 or 5 copies in, and he only showed. You know what I mean? But you get my point, though. It's just
the new game plan. Logan Paul and Poke River are the middlemen, and we send all our cards to them first, and then they send them into PSA.
Yeah.
And that way we get 10s every time.
But that's kind of the heart of this. Like, if I'm understanding the Rico case, there's like a collusion. There's like multiple players involved. There are a subjectivity, not just keeping populations low, like a vintage Grail that comes out, but also charging consumers for higher prices. I mean, it's all sorts of these things. And like I said, I don't know a ton about the lawsuit, but I have the emotion of a consumer that's paying money into it. And when I first heard of this lawsuit, I'm just going to be honest, I was like, good.
Yeah.
Good. Someone needs to get their ass.
It's kind of weird it's
Good.
taken this long, isn't it?
Please reveal to me through court discovery. Here's what you want. And here's why I think PSA will settle. PSA would never want this lawsuit to get to the discovery phase. I do know enough about law that once it enters the discovery phase, that yes, we're going to go to trial, and yes, for the people that are suing to make their case, they get to investigate. They get to have access to emails. They have to put people on the stand. They have to bring executives in here to start getting testimony. They have to make sure that you don't perjure yourself. They have to get all of this information in to build a case that's basically like, yeah, you knew what you were doing was wrong. There's an email somewhere maybe that says that no, if you're a grader and you have a 10, you have to have a ratio of 9s to 10. So if I have think about that. If there's, if graders are taught that they can't have a 100% 10 rate, and I send a submission in and it has 20 actual 10s, and they're trained not to give 20, that right there is lawsuit, right?
Yeah.
You're not. So I think that there could be a lot of things that could come out of this that really makes it to where, like, how I feel as a consumer who I just think wrongdoing is happening, that actually validates that, yes, there has been some wrongdoing. Even though I don't know that wrongdoing is actually existing, I'm just like, good.
It's hard not to, it's a slippery slope.
But at the same token, from a defensive posturing perspective, there's no way to be 100% purely objective. You have a human. How can you prove intent that I graded this for you and I intentionally tried to deceive you and do you harm when I'm just a $22 an hour employee? Me, Travis, that works for PSA, let's say, that, is it top-down pushed where I am ingrained that I need to operate this way? And so, I probably for like 95, 98% of every single slab that goes through those doors, it's probably perfectly on board, good operations, they work really hard. There's probably some instances where they don't.
Yeah, especially if they've got their own, metrics and KPIs and stuff.
And then it's like, remember when the Lord of the Rings card came out, where you had the different grading companies fighting to be the grader of the one ring?
Yeah.
And it's like, whatever happened to that? Did it get
Didn't
a 9?
they get a 9?
Right? Got a 9.
I think so. Yeah. I don't know. That kind of fell by the wayside. Well, now you got the Hobbit set just came out. I don't know more Lord of the Rings stuff.
We got an email back last week for our Pikachu from Ascended Heroes that we had to pay an extra $150 for.
Yeah.
For the Pikachu card. That's just crazy.
The Treekachu.
Yeah.
But we did give it 10.
Got 10.
Bang.
Has that one came in yet, Ali?
Yep. We did a video.
That's for you, buddy. Don't worry. Okay,
good. But you were talking about the YouTubers cracking and resending in and everything. While we're on the topic of PSA, they've got like new slabs, I guess. I don't know if you've seen these, but I put a picture on there.
Yeah, the inserts.
Yeah. Well, they're supposedly harder to crack, and I'll throw a picture up on the screen for you guys to see what it looks like. But yeah, people are having a hard time getting into these slabs to crack them and either regrade them or keep them raw. I haven't noticed on any of our submission returns. Mm-hmm. But I don't know. What do you think about this? Uncrackable slabs, where it's just kind of like you're locked in.
So this makes me have a little bit more of a positive attitude towards PSA. A lot of times I kind of just, they're the only player in the space really that does, grading at the level that they do. And so I don't want to be too hard on them. But for this, theoretically, I think that it hurts their submissions by making it harder for people. Think of all the people who crack slabs to pay money to resubmit. Like, it's the perfect thing. Hey, you're going to pay money for one card, and we're going to grade it for you, and you're going to pay us X number of dollars. But we have this entire secondary economy where people pay and they open slabs up and they take the risk to then send that card back into me so that I can get paid twice for the exact same card.
That's a great point. It's like their own
That's a great business model.
B-roll and gotcha scheme.
Yeah, that's a great business model.
Wow.
If they're saying we're trying to tamper down on this from existing by making it to where you're going to really have to think hard about actually damaging that card. Like that card's going to get damaged a lot more by us having more tamper-proof slabs. If that's the case, then doesn't that in and of itself hurt the number of submissions that PSA gets?
Yeah.
And doesn't that in and of itself hurts PSA's bottom line?
Yeah.
And so if that's the case, that's them doing something good for the hobby as a whole, where this statement that we just talked about, the lawsuit and everything, that's like good for you. Thank you for having done that.
Do you think the resubmissions to PSA outweigh the crack the PSA slab to send it to, I don't know, Tag or Beckett or somewhere else? Do you think that has anything to do with it?
I don't get your question. Run it by me again.
Like, do you think more often than not people are cracking slabs to resubmit to PSA or to crack the slab and be like, screw this, and
PSA.
send it to Tag?
Send it back to PSA.
Send it back to PSA?
Yeah, because you can do a reholder or a cross grade.
Yeah.
And we did that, and I think we sent in 10. We got one back out of 10, I think. But you had to pay, I think the price was $75. It was much more expensive.
For a reholder?
For a cross grade, not a
Cross grade?
reholder, a cross grade.
Cross grade?
That's where you're taking like a CGC and
Right.
But the cool thing about PSA's cross grade was that you say only crack it if it's going to be above whatever grade you're looking for. So if it's already a 9 and you say only crack it if it's a 10, and they say, well, hey, it's a 9, they're not going to reslab it for a 9.
Okay. That's cool.
So yeah, it's better.
Interesting. Okay, cool. Well, real quick before we get into Tinker Time, we're speed running here, so we got a little extra time. Did you see the Delta Rain reveals?
I did.
The Rayquaza and everything.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts?
We're definitely in this era of Pokemon cards where, from like a design cohesive standpoint, either Pokemon had a mandate or the art director had a mandate that said all of the cards for this era, this block, need to look somewhat the same. And I'm kind of not digging it, to be honest with you. I hate to be critical, but it's like, ever since like the start of like the Mega series, the SIRs, half of them, they have like this trippy, super busy, a lot of emotions and swirls, and it's just like, I don't even know what I'm looking at. It's like the character's not in focus enough. Like you're trying to work so hard to create alternative layers on the design that you're taken away from the actual character itself and all the scenery itself. And it's this thing just put them up.
Yeah, I'll have them.
Just put all the cards up and just look. And then half the time you look at it and take the name away, and you're like, what the hell am I even looking at?
Yeah, a lot of people online are saying that the Mega block has become like this full art SIR block where like you look at like Chandelure or Zeraora from Pitch Black, Meowth from Perfect Order, like a lot of the SIRs have just become basically full art SIRs.
Yeah, that's not necessarily the point that I'm making.
Yeah.
I'm just going to step away. Let me just grab.
Yeah, go for it.
Examples of what I'm talking about here. We got the Mega Zeraora, Mega Zygarde. Look at the art. They're just so busy, I mean, it's just like there's a central character, it's the main character, but there's so much animation and design and just layers that kind of flow in that there's not really an outline of the character, and it's just super busy. Like I'm not a fan of just how busy. And it's like what's happened is that they've mandated that the art needs to be this certain style. It's very thematic. It's like this one, Mega Low Bunny. Like, how do you even know? Unless you saw eyes are on the head, you would not even know that's a character. That's just somebody throwing paint.
Yeah, they did like a lot of the swoosh paint lines.
All of them.
Yeah.
They got these swoosh paint lines. They got this like starburst effects. Like on this one, if you take the eyes out of there, you don't even know what that is. It's just a ball.
Yeah. You're right.
And I just noticed it. It's like the last 4 sets. They've had this busyness aspect to them, where it's like Sword and Shield era, Tag Team era. Like we've never had an era of cards, and these are all sets that people aren't liking. These cards are all low value, and it's like I don't want to collect a card that it's like, hey, what do you got? I got a Mega Low Bunny. Well, what is that? I don't know. It's pink and brown. That's what I got. And it's just, I feel like that they just missed. And so I'm hoping that this is about done. You brought this up because they did the same thing with the Rayquaza. Now the Rayquaza, you can actually see the Rayquaza more, but you can clearly see that it's in the same theme of like this gradient, starburst, got it, like just a lot going. I'm not an art person, so you'd be able to explain the texture a lot better. But this is a intentional design choice that has got to been pushed, because there's no way that individual artists all landed on the exact same format at the same time. Pokemon went to these artists and they said, "Hey, I want you to create an artwork that it has to be, because it doesn't feel like this is just happenstance that we've had all these different artists create all these different cards."
And it's super weird because they had these really cool SIRs with like the Mega Charizard and the Gardevoir that had the pre-evolution lines like in there behind them.
Yeah.
And they just went away from that.
Yeah.
Like the last 3 sets haven't had that. So I don't
like
know.
that one, like you're talking about the Gardevoir that has like the routes
Yeah.
in it. Yeah, and the Charizard has the Charmander.
Yeah.
Those are great. I love those, and collectors love those. I mean, if you ask a collector any day long, or just a player, would you rather have a card that has some scenery, that has different, like they're gonna pick that. Like I don't think anybody's gonna say, give me this art style more than the other art styles. And so it's like, is this some art director inside of Pokemon trying to be too cute?
Yeah.
Are you trying to say, hey, you know what? We got to switch it up for switching it up's sake. We gotta recreate and rethink what we're trying to do with this block of cards. And so let's go with this style. And it's like, good, you made a change, and things are happening, but it's kind of a miss. It's kind of a miss. It's too much. It's not on point with what the style has been that got you to have all of these people back into the hobby again. And so if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Like this one, the Halucha. I mean, it's like he's kind of coming up from the sky. But it's like, look at the swishes that he has in there. It's the same theme as the Lobunny, right? It's the same thing as the Sharpedo. Like they were told, the artist was told, you've got to, like, am I wrong?
No, you're right.
Look at the
they're very
swishes in that one.
actiony, like comic booky, like in your face.
Swishes in that one.
Yeah.
Look in the arch swishes in this one. Put those three up side to side. Different artists.
Yeah, you're right.
And your boy that you like.
Girl.
Sorry.
It's okay. I forgive you.
Your girl who you like, her own creative style most likely got stifled.
Yeah.
You don't let the artist be the artist, and you mandate that the artist has to do X, Y, and Z.
It's interesting because she also did the Mega Darkrai SIR, and if I remember right, I don't think those swooshes are like in that SIR.
I didn't pull it because it's not.
Yeah.
It's not. These ones were the specific ones that kind of had this thematic element that I'm talking about that I just don't.
Yeah,
really
I'll throw
care
it
for.
up. Yeah. I don't know. I think the set overall, though, you got like Kyogre, Grout on illustration rares. You do got Mega Rayquaza finally. I think it's going to be a pretty successful set. But yeah, you're right. The artwork is.
Growlithe got a card. Not Arcanine yet.
Not yet.
You don't have Arcanine.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Growlithe got some love.
Still waiting on that.
He already
Chinese
had love,
exclusive.
though, in Twilight.
Huh?
Growlithe had love in Twilight.
Yeah.
Still.
Yeah. Well, Hisuian.
Arcanine's got lapped.
It was Hisuian Growlithe, though. Yeah, Arcanine's just been. Arcanine got a full art in SV1 with Gyarados. Gyarados getting lapped, too. Gyarados ain't had any loves. Magikarp got his Paldea evolved at IR, and Gyarados never got anything.
What was I don't even think we've ever had, even from Tag Team. Arcanine has not had one chase card.
I think you're right. But yeah, we'll see what happens. Delta Rain. What time is it?
Tinker time! I always love this because I don't know what he's got cooking up for us.
All right.
He's always unscripted.
It's a little unscripted. Okay, so today on Tinker Time, I've played this game with Josh. I've played this game with Chewy.
Okay.
I've not played this game with you yet.
All right, let's get it.
So today we're going to play Nah, I'd Win. That's for you.
Uh-huh.
So the way this game works is it's kind of like Dungeons and Dragons a little bit. I am basically going to walk you through a scenario of challenges that you have to get through. And for each challenge, you're going to tell me how you're going to solve the problem, and then you're going to roll to see how well you did in solving that problem.
Okay.
A 1 means you did terribly and you failed awfully, and you have to try again with some other new concoction of an idea. A 6 means you crushed it, knocked it out of the park. A 3 or 4 means you got through it, you got the job done.
Okay.
So the way this game starts is you have to give me, we'll say 2. Give me 2 Pokemon that you want to take with you on this journey. You can pick any Pokemon you want, but think versatility, like you might want like a fire guy in case you're needing somebody to light something on fire. You might need like a ice guy to keep you cool in the desert or something. Just think utility. Not that that's where you're gonna be, but
Okay. I'll go with my boar Arcanine.
okay.
We'll go with him. Let's go with Zapdos.
Zapdos, I love it. Awesome.
Yeah, you can fly. I need to fly, and I need some electricity.
Excellent. Okay, well, for this adventure, let's see. Kraus was on an island. Chewy, I think Chewy was on a mountain when I did Chewy's. But you're on a submarine.
Oh, great! I got fire and I can fly. So neither one of them are gonna help me.
That's gonna make it fantastic. But you're inside a submarine, so
Yeah.
you're not like covered in water. You might still be all right. You're on the back end of a submarine. You took a miniature submarine back to the bottom of the ocean to this Team Rocket submarine, and you hijacked it from the back end engine room. And you have to get from the engine room to the front bridge, where you can commandeer the submarine and take it back to Poke Base, wherever you're from, to keep Team Rocket from getting this super valuable submarine. Okay. All right. So your first challenge, you hijack this submarine from the back end. You're in the engine room, and in the engine room, you see all this smoke and billowing heat and everything, and obviously, the engines are running and they're a little overheated, but there is a Magmar in there that's kind of running the show, and he's kind of the only thing between you and the mess hall that you have to get to the bridge. So you've got to find a way around this Magmar without him, burning your face off. So what's your first move here, boss?
I'm gonna use my Zapdos, and I'm gonna Thundershock the sprinkler system to hopefully have the fire suppression system put out Magmar.
Okay, let's see how it goes.
All right. Hold on. Does it count? It's a 4.
It's a 4. Okay, I'll count it. All right, so we shocked the sprinkler system. It's not disastrous, but it's not overwhelmingly successful. It does put a damper on the Magmar to the point where he's kind of suppressed and he doesn't really know what to do. More than anything, he's just confused, right? The problem is that you've now set up the sprinkler system throughout the entire submarine, so everybody's alerted on the submarine that something is wrong and amiss. The Magmar's kind of out of commission. It's just trying to stay out of the water, so it's in the corner kind of huddled, but now you've got 3 Team Rocket guys running down the hall towards the engine room your way. What's your play?
Interesting. I have never done D&D before, and so I can see that, what's it called, the Story Master?
Yeah.
That is a special talent. Jack is a Story Master. He's gonna get nominated here.
Not
Okay.
dominated. You
I
took care of the Magmar.
Yeah, I like this. Okay. So
Team Rocket, you got,
just
we'll
storyteller
say,
clarified. Do they see me when I'm coming out of the hall?
No,
or is
they
it like
know.
Metal Gear Solid, where I can kind of like?
You could sneak, yeah.
Okay.
They do not see you. They know something's wrong, and they're heading to the engine room to see what's wrong. I'm going to say there's 2 Team Rocket grunts heading down this narrow hallway. Not that you couldn't let them run by and sneak past, but also it is narrow, so
All right,
if you
here's
don't
what we're
roll
gonna
high
do.
here, you're going to be in trouble.
We're going in there guns a-blazing.
Oh, we ain't messing around. Okay.
We're going to go, and we are going to, we know that they're coming, and we know that we've created a little bit of chaos, but chaos is good because they don't know that we're on board back here. And so I got my Arcanine and Zapdos, and we are hiding, waiting for them to come through the doors, where we're going to give them a tag team duel. We're going to give them a Thundershock and a Flamethrower, both converging in the same area, and we're going to do Aerial of Denial. Some splash damage is what we're hoping for, to knock them all 3 out as they come through.
Little AoE, little area of effect. Let's roll. That's a 1.
I'm out for the count, and I'm knocked out. What do I do?
No. Okay. So,
This is hilarious.
bit of a problem here. The sprinklers are still going off, right? So Arcanine goes to Flamethrower, and it's just immediately extinguished. It does nothing. And what it does do is the Team Rocket grunts are alerted as they hear your Arcanine whimper at the fact that he can no longer spit fire out of his mouth because of the sprinkler system. The Zapdos, however, tries to do an AoE shock move, ends up shocking you instead. And so you're now concussed and back against the wall with 2 Team Rocket grunts who are just kind of looking at each other like, wow, we don't even need to do our job here. You've kind of just done it for us. So As this happens, the lightning chain from the water hits the engine room, and now the countdown has begun for self-destruct on the submarine because you rolled a 1, and that's disastrous. What's your next move? You're now timed. You're on a time limit. The grunts are still sitting there perplexed about why you even did this to yourself. So you're not out of commission.
I'm
Arcanine's
sitting there,
useless.
and I'm just pleading for mercy. And I said, listen, I'm just a little boy, and I'm not even supposed to be here. And I just wish that you guys would just take me to the captain, because secretly what I'm trying to do is just get immediately to bypass into the captain's quarters. And that's where I'll plan my ultimate move, my secret move that nobody knows about. So instead of me having to fight through the whole submarine, I'm going to have them take me to go see the captain.
Okay, that's clever. That bypasses whole phase 2. You got a 2. So they see through your
These
lies.
ideas are brilliant if I were to roll a 5 or a 6.
They're going to slap you with some handcuffs and be like, yeah, nah, kid, you're done. So they're going to walk you to the next phase where they're actually taking you to the bridge, but they're taking you in handcuffs. So it kind of worked out for you, I suppose. But the next phase of the trip here is the mess hall. And in the mess hall, there is a giant Snorlax. And he's just eating away, eating all the food, but he's doing it kind of sneakily, like he's trying not to let the Rocket Grunts notice that he's eating all their food, because he's supposed to be the chef and kind of like maintaining the kitchen. So while he's doing that, he suddenly passes out from food exhaustion and just blocks the entire exit between the mess hall to the bridge. And so now these grunts are sitting there with you in handcuffs trying to figure out how to get through this Snorlax. And you're kind of in a precarious situation here, but at the same time, an opportune situation where you can kind of help these grunts, convince them maybe on ways to get around this Snorlax. What's your play?
So this Snorlax, run me through this Snorlax again.
Snorlax is eating all the food, and then as he's like taking his last bite, he just kind of passes out, falls backward, and now his giant body is just blocking.
Yeah, he's blocking our ability to kind of get through. But I'm still in handcuffs.
You're still in handcuffs.
Yeah.
The grunts are trying to figure out how to get around this Snorlax. They're talking amongst themselves while you're just sitting there in handcuffs, and they're not really noticing you or paying attention to you because they just know that you're this kid who tried to be a crybaby and lie, and they just don't find you as much of a threat, to be honest.
Do I still have access to my Pokemon?
Yeah.
Okay. This is where
I would say they're in their Pokeballs though, like on your hip.
Okay. Here's the deal. What they don't know is that I have a Pokemon flute in my backpack. And while they're distracted, I'm able to I am in handcuffs, but I'm able to take my hands and I'm able to reach in because I have my flute inside of where I normally keep my water bottle. And so I'm able to use my hands, go to my flute, and I'm able to take my flute up to my mouth and I play it to wake the Snorlax up. He wakes up with a major, just crazy stumble. He sees these two guys there. The sprinkler systems are still going off. He takes 3 steps. He's a big guy. And he crushes them and pins them against the wall.
Okay. Come on, man. Oh, come on. Dude.
Loaded dice!
Okay, so none of that works. You go and try and grab the flute, and yeah, you fumble miserably. Luckily, the 2 grunts don't even notice you, because again, they just don't see you as much of a threat because you've just not done anything successful very well so far.
I'm trying so hard with my plans.
But as you go to grab the flute, I'm gonna say, just because I'm trying to help you out here, I'm gonna say that you bump the Pokeball on your hip, off your hip, it falls, and as it opens, I'm going to give you Arcanine as back out, not Zapdos.
Okay.
But the sprinklers are still going. So Arcanine's out, and he can help you, but he can't use any fire moves.
Okay.
What's your play?
Arcanine pops back out, and I immediately tell him to do body slam on my handcuffs. He body slams my handcuffs. My handcuffs break. I immediately exchange Arcanine for Zapdos, and I have him use Electric Shock to hit the sprinkler system. Water's everywhere, and so I make sure that I stand up on a table that is not covered with water yet, and the chain effect of electricity from Zapdos zaps the Team Rocket's team.
Yeah. Okay. Come on. Hey! All your floor rolls have been like the good ones. We got a 5. Okay. This works just as you drew it up, man. Arcanine breaks the chains. We auto-shock everything. We are now down to 2 minutes left on the countdown for the submarine to blow, and you are off to the bridge and running while you leave the Team Rocket grunts behind. As you get to the bridge, you see quite a few Team Rocket grunts in there, heading this submarine, and they all have Mighty Innas. So there's just like a pack of Mighty Hyenas. Now this kind of works to your advantage because the sprinkler's still going. You've got Zapdos and you figured out this AoE lightning trick that you can do. So you in turn could take care of these Mighty Hyenas pretty much all at once. But they are there, and there's a lot of them. I'm gonna say there's at least 10.
And they're in the bridge. Like
yeah,
they're
we're like in the
part?
bridge to the, I don't know, is the cockpit? What do you call the head of the submarine or wherever?
The bridge.
Yeah.
Okay.
And this is like your last stop to commandeer the submarine and get it back home.
Yeah, I'm gonna roll with my boy. Perfect situation here. We got sprinkler systems going. We got Zapdos, and we're gonna do. We're gonna Thunder Shock again. We're gonna Thunder Shock again. We're gonna see if we can get it.
It's 2. Okay. So.
Not every story needs a happy ending.
That's true.
Not every story.
All right, Trav. Well, I took you as far as I could. The Thunderbolt hits the mainframe as the water-doused interior of the submarine catches fire. And at the final buzzer, we hear the ticks going, and this submarine just implodes. Trav, the name of the game is Nod Win, but I think Nod Lose works too sometimes. But I'm sorry, brother. We couldn't get the submarine back.
That's fine.
And we'll have to get
my wife, if she ever watches this podcast, she's gonna say, "You do not work."
It was so weird because every roll on the table was 1 or 2, but everyone that hit the ground was fine.
Yeah.
So, anyways. All right, guys, that's it.
That's fun.
Thanks for joining us. We'll catch you next week. Later.
Peace.